In order to live in your dream home, we need to learn how to use universal law to our advantage. And I believe that if all of us knew exactly how to use those laws, we would all have everything that we wanted.
Welcome to the Jennifer J. Hammond Podcast. Jennifer is a licensed realtor, educator, speaker, and best-selling author. Jennifer's goal is to help you find your yay in every day.
Hello. It's Jennifer J. Hammond. Hi, excited. Yay! So I want to talk a little bit. We have an amazing guest. She's a certified spiritual healer, and she is an entrepreneur, a best-selling author. And her book is Stay in the Marriage or Let It Go. And she comes from Poland as a Polish immigrant. And I love it because I'm also on my grandmother's side of the family, we're from Poland. So welcome. Yay.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm so delighted to have you. I'm so excited because we agreed that we would talk about how to use that powerful universal law to get your dream home. And everybody wants their dream home. They're not everybody's living in it. That's for sure.
That's for sure. In order to live in your dream home, we need to learn how to use universal law to our advantage. And I believe that if all of us knew exactly how to use those laws, we would all have everything that we wanted.
I agree. So first, talk about what is the universal law.
The universal laws are the laws that apply to everyone, regardless if you believe in them or not. Just like electricity, you might believe that it's in the socket or you don't believe in it, but it's still there, or gravity. You know, you may not believe that we have gravity holding us to this planet, but that's a universal law. It's holding us to the planet.
Awesome. And I do, gravity, it is one of those things you can't really disagree with. If you decide to walk out of a 2-story building, you will definitely learn gravity is really there.
Absolutely.
So how can people use the universal laws to get their dream home?
Yes. So today we will talk about 3 laws because they are really the most important to get your dream home coming to your life. The first one is the law of cause and effect. And what we do with this law is we take it and we bring our end result to the front of our mind. And that's how we use it. We program our own mind with that law. Then we add on the top of that the law of assumption. And that is, we are standing on the foundation of knowing, being so sure that it has already occurred in our life. We don't have to worry that we don't have money right now. We just don't have to worry, it's not the right timing, or my circumstances right now cannot allow me to buy my dream home. But we do not do that to ourselves. So that's how we use the law of assumption, because we are assuming, okay, I can't afford the house. Therefore, we are stopping ourselves right off the gate.
Right. And that's really important because anytime you put stops there, then you just won't even reach for something if you are already decided, because a decision is something that's so powerful. And when you decide, well, I can't afford it, that's a decision. And decisions are so powerful.
We have to be very careful with our thoughts and our words, because words are not as much to be worried about, but the words carry the frequency, the vibration behind them. And that is what trips us and not allows us to get to our dream home or, dream of any kind.
Right. And the thing is also, I think it's really important that when you do that, you have a clear imagination, I want to say, or you can really create in your mind, what is your dream home? Because if you don't know what it is either, you're not going to actually be able to
attract it to yourself.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So that is actually the first step. We need to know what we want, and not only what we want, but why we want it. So for example, do you want a 4-bedroom house or 3 bedrooms? Why do you need 4 bedrooms? What will you use that space for? Do you want a condo or townhouse, for example, so you don't have to worry about, yard work and things like that? Or would you rather have your own garden not follow association rules. You need to know exactly what you want and why you want it. If you don't know why, you do not have power to move forward. So
Right.
you have to know your whys. These are the most important things, your what and your why. And that's your first step
And that
in this whole process.
and I can see that being something like even as a licensed real estate agent, when I sit down with people, so often I'll start to go through questions and I realize, wow, they've never really thought about some of those details. Like, do they really want a yard? Because then you have to take care of it. Or would you rather
Right.
be in an HOA and a homeowner association where someone else takes care of your lawn? Or, what is it that is important to you and what is not? It might be your freedom to have the garden that you want and not have anyone else telling you what
Oh,
can be your front
absolutely.
yard.
You are right. Absolutely right. And you know how we can help those people who
How?
don't know what they want? I call it a trick. So you take a piece of paper, you just draw a vertical line, and you put I don't want and my desires.
Ah,
So, for example, people would say, um, in my existing house, I hate the neighbors that are loud above me, right? Or they would say, I need more space cabinets. I wish I had 3 bathrooms. So that's what we are putting on the left side of the column in our don't want. But now there's a trick. When people use words like I want, I need, I wish, they are sending a vibration to the universe of lack of something. So therefore, they are attracting the lack of those things into their lives. So there's a trick. We use a positive language in the present tense. So I have, I do, I am, and so on. And for example, like I said, my neighbors are loud above me. I hate my neighbors because they're loud. So I don't want loud neighbors. On our desire part of the column, we can say, I live on the top floor. I live. It's already happening, even though it's not true, right?
right.
But that's how we trick our mind. And we do that because our subconscious mind does not differentiate between what's pretend and what's real. And with the enough repetition, it will have to go to work for us. It's our powerhouse. It has to bring it to our life because it has no other choice. It's our slave, actually. Our subconscious mind is our slave, but we have to learn how to use it.
Absolutely. And you have to be certain, because if you're wobbling around and you don't know what you want, then you're giving mixed signals to your subconscious mind, right?
Yes, we are self-sabotaging ourselves. We do
Yeah.
that. And there is another trick that we can add in order to manifest dream home into our lives. And that is adding feelings
Yes.
to our desires. Would you like to tell me about, would you like me to tell you about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm assuming those are going to be the happy feelings, the excited feelings, the feelings of the higher vibrations, right?
Yes, but also negative feelings. People are so afraid of negative feelings because we've heard about law of attraction, right? We've watched Secrets. A lot of us have already learned it. So people think that they only can use positive feelings, positive affirmation, and literally their dream will just drop on their laps. It doesn't work that way. There is an action encrypted in word love attraction. There is action there for a reason. So we add emotion, both positive and negative. Positive is a yay, that pride, that accomplishment, the excitement, the ownership, joy, and all of these elating emotions of having my home, my dream home, and how it looks and how it feels and what people around me are feeling and doing, right? But we also can use negative emotions for 2 reasons. First, the negative emotion, for example, of anger or frustration is showing us, pointing us the situation that no longer works for us. That's why it has to be changed. That's why we use those emotions. It's like, okay, I can't take my loud neighbors above me anymore, for example, right?
Right.
So we use that frustration, we use that negative feeling in order to decide, what do I really want in life? And also there is a second part of using this negative feelings that we have, is they are pushing us to take uncomfortable actions. That's why we're using both emotions, negative and positive.
And I think pushing through that negative to, face whatever is confusing you or holding you back is one of the secrets. I hate to use the word secret because people can get confused, because I do think action is a really important part of it. And so often people have, I think, that misconception that they can just sit around and think everything into reality. And I think that there is some action that needs to be taken, right?
And you are absolutely right. That's what I mentioned before. There is action in word of attraction. So when we are attracting something to ourselves, what we are doing is we are doing the creative rehearsing in our mind. And we do that every single day for 15 to 30 minutes. And how it looks like is, some of us are morning people, right? So right after we wake up, we spend those 15 to 30 minutes sitting down and staying alert. We can close our eyes, but let's not lay down because we will probably fall asleep. So let's use mornings, or let's use the time right before we go to sleep, or use both times and just keep on adding details to our creative rehearsal. And the more we do that, the more it will push us toward knowing what to do. And that's where action comes. And you were absolutely right. There is an action part of everything that we do in life. We cannot just think it happen, but that's a very important component. However, yes, we need to take action.
I think it's really important for people to be able to dream their dream house and get into a place that makes them feel creative and whatnot, especially given so many people have had a lot of challenges. I mean, in so many ways, not only financially, mentally, their bodies. It feels like the last couple of years have really been a challenge. And so your home should be your sanctuary. And I think sometimes it feels like that's way too far away for someone to actually even imagine or envision. And you talked about doing that first thing in the morning and then at night as well, or whatever's your best time. What about during the day? Is there a time you should take a walk, maybe a walk in the woods or a walk in a park, and just spend that time in that kind of same thing of doing that imagination?
Absolutely. You can do that anytime you want. However, it works the best when your brain goes into alpha state. And we have it twice during the day. Right after we wake up, we're still a little dreamy. We still don't recognize what's reality and what's still a dream. And the same happens when we are falling asleep. The brain goes in and out of reality into the dream state. That's why it's the best time to use it. However, yes, you mentioned during the day, taking a walk, wonderful time, because you can unplug from the world and just be creative in your own mind. So that's a wonderful idea, doing it on the walk or during meditations. It really doesn't matter when, just what matters is let's do it every day.
Yeah. And I think that's the other thing is finding ways that you are being consistent in that. I found even just taking a walk, it's really been so important to be able to take that walk every single day. And that's something I start my day with is a walk outside, so that I have that opportunity to kind of have a stillness and a quietness. And I really appreciate that as far as starting my day and imagining what I'd like my day to be.
And it's, Jennifer, this is a great thing that you're doing, because not only you are working your imagination, but you're putting an action to it. So your body, your muscles memorize what you are planning to do in your head. And that's a wonderful thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, I'm so glad you have. I know I'd love for people to know a little bit more about you. You have a book and you have your website. Can you tell them a little bit more about if they wanted to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
The best way to get in touch with me is joyfulnewlife.com. That's my website. And there are links to my Facebook. There are links to my LinkedIn, my YouTube channels, which I have two, one in Polish, one in English. Yeah, so the best option would be to reach me by joyfulnewlife.com. There is my email there. So whoever is interested can reach me. But I wanted to ask you, do you want me to give you an example of how actually all those three laws work together?
Oh,
in
yeah,
getting your
absolutely.
dream home?
Yes.
Okay. So I know this woman, her name is Helen. And we were talking about, she lives in a townhouse very close to her job. She loves her townhouse. She upgraded it. Everything is just perfect. But her parents were aging and they were living in apartments, and it was hard for them to walk up the stairs. They didn't even have money to buy their own home. So Helen is like, so what do I do? How do I get them house, the second house? She knew they cannot move in with her because of the stairs in the townhouse. And she loved the townhouse. She did not want to get rid of it, but she wanted a house for them somewhere nearby so she can always pop there and help them, right?
Yeah.
So for 2 weeks, she was doing this creative rehearsing exercises that I just told you about, using those three laws of attraction, cause and effect, and assumption. So she was sitting down quietly and imagined and added details to how the house looks like, how she walks to their house, how it's on the corner of the street. So there's like very easy garage and entry from garage to the kitchen, and the roses are like on the front porch. She even imagined the color of the house and how much they are laughing in the afternoon after her work, and how much they are cooking dinner together. I mean, like, she created those details as she went every single day, right?
Right.
She had no money. Remember that. She had no money. But she assumed that it's already her parents, right? And 2 weeks into it, she was called to her boss's office, and the boss says, I decided to retire sooner, and I have I have recommended you to get my position. So suddenly, from day 1 to day 2, her salary doubled.
Yay!
Out of nowhere, it just doubled. And a few months later, she was able to use that money to purchase a house for her parents. And the thing is, because she was transitioning to the new position, she had no time to look for houses. So she just left it up to the agent and her parents, right? When it was time to sign the documents on the closing day, she was astonished because the house that her parents have chosen, and she never told anyone about it, the house looked almost exactly like the one that she kept rehearsing in her mind.
Beautiful. I love it. Yay!
She got the house for her parents.
Oh, I love that story. That is so beautiful. And it's important to hear stories like that so that we know it can happen. It's just not just an idea. It's real.
It's real. It's real. If you are not doubting yourself, the cause will take care of itself. If you have effects in your mind, if you assume that it's already happened, and you are using your law of attraction with taking action, you will feel it. You will feel what you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just use the laws.
Just use the laws.
Just use the laws.
Thank you so much. Well, you know, I love to end every episode with a yay. So will you say yay with me?
Of course.
3, 2, 1. Yay!
Yay! I love your energy.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jack Canfield. You may know me as the co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. And if you want more help in getting from where you are to where you want to be, I want to encourage you to listen to the Jennifer Hammond Show